Well, hey everybody, this is Rockin' Spirit Jen, and today I have a particular situation at hand. So I'm bringing out the calendula, chamomile, and lavender. So what happened to me? I was doing a lot of gardening, and I'm going to tell you, the chiggers got me good. And I was on fire last night. I must have about 40 bites all over. And so I decided to make myself a rescue soap to help calm and soothe my skin, prevent bacteria from the scratching that I do, and get my skin back in check so I feel calm, cool, and collected through the day and definitely through my night's sleep. So I've got my oils, which is olive, coconut, castor, palm, and rice bran, and I've got that at about 114 degrees, as well as my lye water, which contains kaolin, sea salt, tessa silk, and I'm going to be adding colloidal oats, baking soda, vitamin E, and calendula infused olive oil. And to this as well, I have some powdered lavender, powdered chamomile, and powdered calendula leaves. And then I'm going to add a little bit of zinc to the white batch. I have a purple batch that I'll put lavender essential oil, and yellow that's going to have chamomile in it. And in the white batch, I'm going to add thieves oil. I had a stick of some thieves oil that is my wellness stick, and I decided to apply those to my different chigger bites, and it soothed me for many hours in the day. And I thought, this is exactly what I want in my soap. So here we go. So I'm adding the lye water. I'm going to bring that to a light trace. I want to try to do the spatula method. That did not work for me yesterday because it got thick really quick. So we're going to give this another try and see if I can get this to be a lighter trace so that I can use my spatula. So here we go. I'll tell you, there's nothing worse than having itchy skin and chigger bites, because those chiggers live in your skin. They lay eggs in there, and then those little babies hatch out. So they're in your skin for about 4 weeks. So it's very uncomfortable. And to my lye water, I also added chamomile and lavender tea, and then that was about a third of the liquid, and then I added aloe juice for the rest of the liquid for my lye. So this is going to be skin loving and soothing and calming for sure, and it's going to aid in healing. So we're adding our baking soda and our colloidal oats. I've also put my zinc in there. I put my lavender petals that were ground up and lavender essential oil. And then I have my ground chamomile and calendula. And then we're adding, like I said, the chamomile to that. And I can't remember if I added a little bit of vanilla to the thieves oil to kind of balance out that heavy cinnamon flavor. I wanted to settle that down a little bit, and so I added a little bit of vanilla essential oil to the white base, and that was along with the thieves oil. So I'm just going to mix these by hand. I don't want to create a thickening too fast. I can tell it's getting a little heavy, but I'm going to make this work. I definitely am a girl of Plan B. I get pretty inventive on what I have to do in troubled situations, because you just never know what's going to happen with the soap. It's been very hot. It's a little warmer in the house than usual, and so I expect that the essential oils do cause the tracing to happen faster. So I'm just mixing up these powders and essential oils really nicely, and then I'll begin molding. And again, this time I'm going to do the same thing as I did with the Cleopatra soap, but I'm not going to use dividers. This is thick enough where I can just spoon this in sections, and then I'll run the spatula through. I'm just adding a little bit of natural food coloring just to pop those colors between the calendula chamomile and the lavender. I want that to be a rich purple and a nice sunny flower yellow. Okay, here we go. As you can see, it's pretty thick, like pancake batter or waffle batter. It's pretty thick, and it's able to stand up, so I can spoon those side by side, and I'll make about 2 layers deep. And we'll just run all the way through this. I think I'm going to get ready to speed this up to make the process a little bit faster. Okay, and I've also forgot to mention that I super fatted this with shea butter on the back side, so that'll be nice and rich and decadent in the soap. Leftover oils to be nice and conditioning to those bug bites that are going to dry out really quickly. And the worst thing about sugar bites is the more you itch them, scratch them, the more they itch. It's about 50% worse than a mosquito bite. And it's funny, I was clothed very well when I was working out in the garden, and I was basically pulling out grass that was about 2 feet high, and I spent a lot of time in those garden beds yesterday, probably about 2 hours throughout the day. And I had spandex on, so I thought, oh, no problem, they're not going to be able to climb up in this. And the garden beds, because I haven't watered, were filled with ants, thousands and thousands and thousands of bugs and ants. And I had long elbow sleeve gloves on, and I had my spandex on, and I thought I was good to go. Well, those little critters, they can get through tiny, tight places, because I had them all in my underwear line. I could not believe it. And because I didn't shower, silly me, I went to bed, and I'm sure whatever sugars were on my ankles and stuff, they made their way all the way up to my panty lines, and I have bites all there. And so, as you can imagine, as I'm sitting and moving around, the friction is scratching those and making the itch even worse. So I went out today in my bathing suit, and you can see the spatula right here, way thick. So I just decided to turn it sideways and run it through. Plan B. Someday this soap batter is just going to be right, and I'm going to be able to slide that spatula all the way down. Now I'm going to take a fork and go sideways and try to blend those colors and get all of those wonderful ingredients in every bar. And then I'll run the spatula one more time through there. So anyway, I went and put my bathing suit on and thought, it's about 90 degrees. I'm going to bake in the sun and see if I can't dry and heat up the skin, and maybe it'll help to kill those chiggers. I'm not 100% sure that it worked, but I sure got hot. But a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do, right? Who wants to be scratchy, itchy? I tell you, it kept me up all night long. I was just miserable. And with my Alpha-Gal, when you get bites like that, certainly by chiggers or anything, your histamine goes way up because of all the chemicals in the saliva and in the bug itself. It's a foreign invader, and so my body goes on heightened overload, and that's not good. And I've heard it said that chiggers can be a pathway for the Alpha-Gal syndrome, not just the tick bites. So, okay, I might have just sentenced myself to a greater heightened sensitivity to mammal for the next many years. I'm not sure. Jury's out on that, but I'm going to do my best not to let this happen again. So basically, I'm just going to embellish the top a little bit. I'm using the leftover purple, and then I'll use the calendula yellow, and then I'll just make a fun little pretty pattern and top it with the flowers that's inside the soap. And so I'm not sure what I'm going to title this, but in my head, this is my rescue calming bar. So it's good for any skin disorders. It's just going to help soothe, calm, heal, and also prevent bacteria. So I'm just trying to make some kind of pretty design on top. And then I will come back for a very quick cutting of this tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and load this video up today. If you haven't seen the cutting of the Cleopatra soap, you'll want to do that because I have the 200 subscriber giveaway things on that video, so you'll want to watch it all the way through. It's about a 4-minute video. It'll give you all the details on how to enter for that drawing for those who reside in the continental US, and that's just for shipping purposes. It gets very expensive to ship out of the US, but I did want to at least recognize my subscribers, and I appreciate you so much. I thank you for being faithful, loyal. I love your comments. I love interacting with you. I love your support and your encouragement, and it keeps me coming back excited to do these projects for you, to help you not only get inspired to take your soap up a notch, but for those who are not soap makers and just love to watch these kinds of videos, I've got some pretty great ingredients in my bar soaps, and I would love to be able to share those with you on my Etsy store and my rockinspiritcreations.com. Etsy's Rockin' Spirit, so those will be available in a few weeks. Now I'm just topping with the calendula petals and some lavender petals, and then we'll put some chamomile flowers on there. So I'll take a couple of still shots at the end of the video. I guess this one good thing about me having all these problems, because I'm creating things that most mainstream soapers probably aren't creating out there, but yet there's a lot of people who need more than just a body soap for cleansing. They also need it to seal and protect and heal and prevent bacteria and fungal growths and things like that. There's a lot of problematic skin out there, so I'm happy to make these great vegan recipes with all natural ingredients, super healthy, beneficial. I have a pharmacopoeia of ingredients that I've been collecting for the last few years, and they're part of my staple in my lifestyle, dietary wise, and I also bring those over and use those in my soap making recipes. If it's good for the inside, it's good for the outside. All right, God bless, make it a great day. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I'm putting a little bit of fairy dust on top. Hit the notification bell, like the video, leave a comment, and tell others about my channel if you would like to share those videos with your friends and loved ones. God bless, make it a great day. You're terrific. I love you guys so much, and you are my success in the YouTube world and in my shop. I think this turned out pretty terrific, don't you? Very happy. Can't wait to cut it. See you tomorrow.